that mean?
Hi guys, welcome back to reality. I'm Danny.
And I'm Danielle, and today we're going to be talking about YouTubers that use tragedies like missing persons to gain traction on YouTube and get views and money. And I just find it rather disgusting. Um, the one that does like the biggest offender of this is Katie Joy, which I'm sure you all know without a crystal ball. And I have some clips to play and some of her Twitter. Like she has tweeted out, I think, over 960 times. It's way higher than that now, just about Gabby Petito or um, Brian Laundrie.
Well, what
Even
was
if
it the one day we you counted like 16 posts within like 15 minutes or something?
yeah, it was insane. It was like 17 posts in 15 minutes, and she blocked me, of course, because I I commented because one of them was about somebody with a cheeseburger, and she said hashtag Brian Laundrie, and I said, what does this have to do with Brian Laundrie? And she decided to block me. Oh,
Uh,
because she also commented about his lawyer. They said, if your lawyer does this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, do you not remember what your lawyer was doing during the Tati case? And bloop blocked.
it's true though. Yeah, we were
It
on the
was.
phone for
Everything was true. So, but we can still take a peek at her uh, tweets, which it's just utter ridiculousness. Okay, so let's see. I need to share my screen because we do have some clips for you to watch, which I want to shout out a couple channels. Um, one is Renelle Smith, and she does really. Oh, can you pop that up there for me? She does really good videos on Without a Crystal Ball. I suggest you guys should go over and watch and and subscribe to her because she covers her really well. But here is the first clip about her just talking about why she wanted to cover this case about Gabby Petito.
no sound.
It didn't ask me this time. All right, hold on. There we go. My bad, guys. Sorry about that.
We're out of practice.
All right, let's.
Kelly goes ahead and explains why she was so drawn to the story.
This specific case really spoke to me because of a variety of reasons. I know I get a lot of requests from you guys to do missing persons cases, and I have to feel like I always have to pick.
I have to say right here, she said she got a ton of requests. But here's the thing. She also stated when Summer Wells went missing that she got a ton of requests, but that she wasn't going to do it because she doesn't do missing person cases. So why is this one different?
And choose, but
Here we go.
I don't cover true crime. I really don't.
this one specifically spoke to me because Gabby actually reminds me of my best friend from college. And I know it's weird when you like feel like you have a personal connection to someone, but when someone like literally reminds you of someone that you love, it's like hard not to want to find answers for that person because you.
So she stated that Gabby Petito is her. So is she talking about herself when she says someone that you love? You know?
She's saying that she went through what Gabby went through. Is that what she's saying?
Well, she said all she said in her tweet was, "I am Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito is me." And now she's saying up here, when someone you love has went through. So is she talking about herself or talking about someone else? That's what I'm saying. She contradicts herself a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Feel like you know that. And the more that her dad spoke about Gabby, the more it just reminded me of like my friend. And
now
so
it's
I just
her
kept
friend.
thinking about
Okay,
like,
so now it's her friend, but it was her.
if this were my friend, I would want to find her. come hell or high water.
Bullshit, Katie. Bullshit. Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
so
what's up,
now,
you guys? Before we
oops.
get into part 2,
Oh,
there's a few.
whoops. Ignore that.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Before we
what?
get into part.
Find answers for that person because
Okay,
you feel like
so-
you know them. And
abuse and struggle to get out. Confused as to whether this is love or not because some days are
Let me
good.
find the next
Gabby's
clip.
story should be a red, white, and Bethune. The credit.
they actually were able to narrow in.
So she doesn't give, you know, the YouTubers that actually helped find her body because they just happened to accidentally record her van. She doesn't give them any credit or anything here.
On this specific area because apparently Gabby had spoken with her mom and dad and let them know that she and Brian had been camping at the Teton National Forest and that they were staying at the Spread Creek camping area.
Because to my knowledge, their footage was so
Oh, here we go. Okay. I'll let that
instrumental
play.
in finding the remains of Gabby Petito. They were interviewed by so many news outlets. And then she only acknowledges it when she gets called out during her chat. She decides to give them credit.
Yes, and this specific video, which was provided by Jen, I think that's her name, Jen Bethune, was actually how they found her. So they were able to locate her based on this video.
She doesn't even say their
That's
channel name.
Authorities finding Gabby's remains.
And her name is Morgan, and she had interviewed a couple that actually was there at the same time. And they said they also saw the van, and that when the Bethune family found this video of the van, that was the first time they physically could see it. But a family had spoken to this affiliate, I don't even know if it was Fox or NBC in Wyoming. They said that the van had been abandoned for like several days. So
Well, that's
it
not
was
true.
completely
So
empty.
she just told a lie. The van had not been, that she just lied.
No one was there. No one was going back to the van, and people around them thought it was very unusual.
This woman is she got such a bad heart, in my opinion.
She does. She
Doing
really
what's called
does. I agree.
what is called land surveys, and the land surveys are where they actually like survey the land, where they can check for dirt that has been recently disrupted and just like and moved, and they had to.
Yeah, she's lying again.
She was buried, from my understanding. So I
No,
don't think
she
this was
wasn't.
that she just got into an accident or something like that.
That is
She just
crazy.
flat out
Police
lied.
didn't know who the Mustang was registered to.
Oh, and then she doxes somebody as well.
It's wild.
In turn, what did Katie Joy do? Katie Joy decided to search this number plate and who it
Yep.
belonged to.
And then what'd she do?
And she put
doxed
all that
them.
information out on her Twitter.
And it wasn't even the person she said
And
it
at the end of
was.
the day, what happened? It was the wrong number plates that she researched.
Hmm.
She got it wrong. So she doxed the wrong person.
So she sat there and doxed an innocent person. Can you believe that? Danny? Oh.
Kind of.
You don't have to mute when I'm playing it.
No.
So yeah, she just flat out lies about everything, and she's using all this to just to gain views. She even lied and said, this is the biggest one yet, you guys. She lied and said the FBI came to her house.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Because, yes, she said because she was covering the Gabby Petito case, someone had called the FBI and said she was hiding Brian Laundrie at her house, right? But this is her story. Okay, if the police and FBI think someone's at your house, they're going to come and they're going to pound on your door and they're going to immediately search. They're not going to talk to you. They're going to hand you a search warrant and search, and then they'll talk to you. In her story, the police knock on her door, knock, knock, knock. Hey, we got a tip that you're hiding Brian Laundrie here, blah, blah, blah. And she says, oh, you guys can come in and search if you want, feel free. And they decline to search her house. And they say, no, that's fine, bye. Okay, guys. That never happened. That never happened. And
Like,
people
I
have
don't
even proven
understand
it.
how she thought that was going to go like unnoticed.
Right? Yeah. And people have even proven it. Like, where is it? It says, I heard it was checked out and the police have no record of going to KJ's house to check to see if she was hiding Brian. Just another lie to get attention, clicks, and views. It's a shame that some of her followers continue to believe the crap she feeds them. Then saying she's Gabby because of being in an abusive relationship in the past, which we just heard her say it wasn't her, it was a friend. So which is it? She always has to interject herself in every single big story that occurs. Katie, you need serious mental help. Stop mental health help. Stop putting yourself in the middle of this case. Her parents need privacy. They don't need you talking about your channel and telling them you are trying to help with this case. You are a lying blogger. That's all, nothing more. And then this guy says you heard correctly, and he has the thing down here. Where it says, Dear Anonymous User, on or about 9/20/21, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office received your data practice request made pursuant to the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act. Based on your information provided, we have no responsive records for your data request. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact our office. Meaning that no one had responded or been to her house on or about that date. So, I mean, it was such an easy thing to check. I don't understand why she lied about it, you know?
Right.
So let's see. That one is the one we just watched. Okay. So then here's another one where she is exposed for more lies, and it's Renelle Smith again. I really suggest you guys go out and check her channel to get the full story. I don't want to just play her entire video and steal her content, but I did want to show some parts, so I feel like you guys should go over there and also check her out.
This was maybe a week ago she said this.
Many of you have asked me to look into Summer Wells, which is a missing persons case, and I'm going to decline. I don't, as a whole, like to do missing persons cases, and it's just a lot. And right now there's the whole Sophie Long, she's still missing, and I just try to stay away from
Sophie Long. She got in trouble for. That's why she had, I don't remember what it was, but I know she ended up donating money because she had messed up so bad with her. And if you watch this, Renelle will explain it all. But I know that she was covering the case and ended up effing it up really bad.
from that. There's always so much like true crime is great, but there's also like a lot of toxicity with some of the true crime communities. So I don't really feel comfortable bringing the Summer Wells stuff to my channel, not because I don't believe that she needs to be found. I just don't, it's just not a story I want to bring here. Some of you guys have been asking about whether or not I'm going to be doing more of this true crime. I do a lot of true crime on this channel already as it is.
Did we not just see a clip where she said, I don't do true crime, I really don't?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, I've been covering extensively the Josh Duggar case, which is true crime.
No,
that's
it's
always
not.
been my crotch. Really.
That is not true crime. Okay, she's covering that because it's a TLC show, and she loves to cover, the Sister Wives. Is that true crime? No.
Is their covering up of his crimes. So yes, I will always be covering different topics. I also cover not heavy topics for my own mental health, but this specific case is so complex.
Now take a look at this clip where she gets so happy because she once again has a folder.
So earlier today, let's just pull up. I have I've started a folder all about Gabby.
Now, can anybody remember The last time,
Wow.
she
Yeah.
was so upbeat about
You
having
put so much work into this.
I know.
You
She's
know,
like, wow,
like-
I put a whole folder.
Yeah, you might have wanted to learn her name
Right?
before you put so much work into this.
I know. She's she has gotten her name wrong so much. She called her Patino, Papito. She didn't even say laundry. She said Laundrie, all kinds of just and she one of the hashtags where she had it wrong, it said Gabby Petito. She pinned it and made it so her top comment on Twitter.
I remember was when she was bragging about having a whole folder on Tati Westbrook.
Yeah.
That didn't age very well, did
No,
it?
she lost the Tati
I don't think so.
Westbrook.
But just for
Well, at
entertaining
least
purposes.
if
and
she's
this is
spelling
cool.
it wrong, she's not getting the views from it because her hashtag is misspelled.
That's true. That's true. She does get it right now, though, unfortunately.
Information. KJ is so what's the word I'm looking for? Dumb. She's an idiot.
She really is.
So she shared her screen again. And what do we have here? Okay, I understand she has a folder on Steve and she has a folder on Aaron.
Yeah,
nobody
when
knows
they
who
don't know
Aaron
any
is,
more than
Aaron is
anybody
a
else.
YouTuber, she runs
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems as though she has a file on Aaron too. So I suppose Aaron is actually under some scrutiny from KJ. Just an observation. Now, in my last video, I showed you guys how KJ has a tendency to misspeak. So we're going to do that again and listen to how she misspeaks and loses her wording. But in this clip, I'm going to show you, she actually says not the Carlton Reserve, she calls it the Carlton Preserve.
They picked up a car at the preserve. Stopped doing is they're no longer looking for him at the what do you call it, the preserve. So they were looking at that nature preserve.
And then also,
Okay, wait. This was when? This was back in September. We are now in October, the middle of October, and they are still at Carlton Reserve.
I know. Or should we say preserve?
Right.
Oh my God.
focusing or you watching
I know there's
footage
another
of
one
people
here.
every day, all day. Reason for being interested in this case.
But this specific case is so complex and there's so many different layers. And I think there's so many different dynamics that people all can find themselves in some part in this story.
So KJ says that she doesn't like to go off speculation. Okay.
That's all
Let
she
me
does
play
is
a few
speculate.
clips from the same video of hers.
Yeah, let's watch
That's-
the same
that's
video
all
of her
she does,
saying she doesn't like speculation.
speculate.
They realize that it's not as, picturesque or as perfect as they might have wanted it to be. Their worlds are not as exciting as they think it is. And, if you're in cramped quarters and you're on top of each other constantly, it would make for a lot of fighting. If he
She's
wants to go out and
speculating
he
out of her
wants to do
ass.
things and she wants to work on the blog, based on how this was all looking, that this relationship was faltering because he's leaving her in Salt Lake City.
Katie, who is this case about?
I know.
Not about you. Nobody's life
I love
is
this lady.
textbook, in my
She
opinion.
just tells her how it is. She
Nobody's
don't
story
care.
is the same to the exact T. Nobody's is.
No,
Okay.
nobody's.
Why do you insist on inserting yourself in Gabby's story? You're not Gabby. You never will be Gabby. When is that going to get through to you, Katie Joy? When?
Never.
I don't know. I think she's right in the middle of it. I mean, they did go to her house to look for Brian. And
I know, right? Yeah.
So insensitive.
Oh, she really thinks she is
She was 22
a news reporter.
and I'm 42, but put yourself in the age of a
Yeah, it's about
22-year-old.
Gabby.
When you're 22 years old, are you 100% honest with your parents about things, or do you
Everybody's
give them
different,
sort of the
dumbass.
highlight reel because you don't want them to worry about you too much? You don't want them to be overly stressed about you. Are you going to tell your parents everything, or are you going to give them just the high level stuff. That was kind of my question about all of that, was
She's an
whether or
idiot.
not, you know, she was telling them everything that was
Even if
going
she didn't
on,
tell
or
her
just
parents
really high
everything.
level stuff.
His
Huh?
parents lived, even if she didn't tell her parents everything and they didn't know he was abusive or whatever, his parents had to have known. They lived with them.
Exactly. Yeah. And she has no way to know how close her parents were to her or not. Not everybody's the same. Like some people tell their parents everything, even down to sex details. She has no way, like she's saying pretty much, oh, there's no way she told her parents everything. She was only 22. You know?
Right.
It's just
Right.
insane. Just the gall on this girl.
I have to think of it in the context of the age. If you have ever been in a relationship where your partner was DV and it was not a healthy dynamic,
Which I have
if it was
been.
one of her first
too.
relationships, she might not even know if it's healthy or not.
And I have to say, when I was, my mom knew, without me even telling her, she knew.
Oh, see, not mine. Mine had everybody fooled.
Yeah, it just and she, I remember she tried to tell me over and over, don't marry this guy, but did I listen? No.
My mom believed me because it was me telling her, but she said that's so hard to believe
Yeah,
because he was so charismatic and
right.
funny and
And that's how. I don't know Brian personally, but when I on the cam footage, he does, and in the videos they did, he does seem very charismatic as a
Mhm.
person.
Yeah, they're good at manipulation and
They are.
fooling people.
Mm-hmm.
She might not even be able to articulate if what she's experiencing is DV. To her, she might have no frame of reference. That was my problem when I was her age, when I was involved with someone that was like that, was that I didn't have a frame of reference. So for me, I didn't know that what I was experiencing was DV until I left the situation and went into therapy.
Now, you guys, I want you to take a look at this screenshot, okay? And can anybody tell me if it's just maybe me? And this says this was actually a statement from Gabby's.
Oh, she spelled her name right there.
Oh my God, it's a miracle. And why does she put mic drop?
Wants the world to know that
It's all entertainment to her.
is in
Yeah.
hiding. Gabby is missing.
It's disgusting.
And she puts on there, Gabby Petito's family issued the simple statement tonight. Mic drop. This is definitely 100% not a mic drop. Caddy
No,
Joy.
it's not.
You idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
This is a
You
statement
fucking idiot.
to let
Sorry, excuse
people
my
know
language.
that Gabby
wanna
is
stay
still
family friendly
missing.
here.
Okay. So let's see the interpretation or the meaning of mic drop. It's typically performed after said completely roasted someone else, usually a gesture meaning I'm done with this and I'm done with your shit.
Which is not what her parents are going to be saying.
To me, the statement that the Petito family put out, the next one we have, she has the Duggars on this, whatever it is, and she got Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar found Brian Laundrie. Okay. No, they didn't. They just found a way to look awkward.
See, why is she even adding Brian Laundrie
What
into
the
that?
heck?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She's putting him into things that have nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
It's just, it's insane.
This is no time to be joking.
No, it's not.
This is absolutely.
It's disgusting.
This is wrong. We'll leave it as that. Next one. She got a side by side of Joshua Duggar and Brian Laundrie. And she says two of the most hated men in the US right now.
It's like, are you serious?
How is this okay?
It's not.
Don't we live, and I'm not coming to Brian Laundrie's defense in any way. What is happening is absolutely unacceptable.
And disgusting.
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know the full story. Only until Brian comes forward will we know his side of the story. But the way it looks now, it's just
it's looking not good.
What they're investigating at this.
We live in the United States.
Like what they're investigating at this point, they haven't even declared that a crime has been committed. Although I believe, if you're have a brain, you can assume that something happened.
But it just doesn't look good for him
Assume,
right now.
ask you me.
But what Katie Joy does not understand, she's spreading hate,
Mhm.
in my opinion. We
I think
humanize, but let me play the clip.
just try to remain, I think, cognizant that these are real people that had real lives, and it's really easy to dehumanize the people that we talk about, and I don't like doing that.
We should not dehumanize anybody. She did this video about Jill and Derek Dillard a few weeks ago, and this is how she references them.
Now, Jill could very well upload videos when they get back home, because last year when they went down to Florida, she did like a series of beach vacation videos. So maybe we will actually see footage of them all interacting in the wild. So like a fundy in the wild interaction.
Fundies in the wild.
Dehumanizing them.
Is that appropriate? Hell no, it's not.
No. Okay, so now let's see. Here it is where she spreads fake news and gets called out by these two newscasters.
I love their coverage too.
Yeah, she apparently hates it.
Wild, and here it is.
And
Oh, also, this is by Truth Sleuth, who also does pretty good videos. You guys should go check her out. I just want to make sure I give her some credit.
I've been watching WFLA quite a bit, and I've been really confused with their coverage because they're so confused. Like for the last 2 days, they've been utterly perplexed about why the FBI is looking for Brian. They've been completely obscure about calling this a criminal investigation. They've been the only media outlet, WFLA, which is the Fox affiliate,
She
I
has
think in
no
Tampa
idea what she's
or
talking
Sarasota.
about.
They've been the only outlet I've seen that refuses to say that he is a suspect, that it's a criminal
And at this time, he was not a suspect.
Right.
He was a person of interest.
They
investigation.
refused to say it because he wasn't.
Yeah, you can't just go around calling people suspects just because you think they did something.
The FBI is doing a manhunt. This Walt guy is so obtuse. And the Walt guy flat out said today that he couldn't be charged with accessory because it's illegal under the Florida statutes and you can't charge someone with accessory. But if you live in Florida and you are a United States resident, which by the way, anyone that lives in the United States is a United States resident, the United States laws supersede all state laws. WFLA is Tampa's local NBC, is it? Okay. I didn't know which it was. No, they legally can. I mean, every other outlet was calling it a criminal investigation. It was. Every other outlet was calling it a person of interest. Everyone else knew what was happening. They knew
Exactly.
talking
Person
about?
of interest. She just contradicted herself again. She said that they weren't calling him a fugitive. They were calling him a person of interest. And now she's saying, well, every other outlet's calling him a person of interest, so they can.
They were calling him a person of interest. They weren't calling him a suspect.
Exactly. And now she's saying the opposite. She's like, well, all the other ones are called person of interest.
And
yeah.
as far as the accessory thing and all that, because they live in Florida, I can't remember. I'm sure it was probably WFLA that I heard this on, but because they live in Florida, I guess there is a law in Florida that you cannot be something because it's their son, because they're the parents. They can't be. They don't have to speak. They don't have to, give his whereabouts, whatever, because they can't be legally required to do so because they are the parents.
Right. They can still be charged. They just can't be forced to speak out.
Right.
So, yeah, she just has all her facts wrong. And she just literally said, why aren't they calling him yeah, she just, and this person here said, because they legally can't, they're not going to give into speculation. Holy hell. And she's like, yes, they can. Everybody else call him person of interest. That's what they're calling him too. You just 2 seconds ago got mad because you said they weren't calling him a fugitive or a suspect.
Right.
It's like,
because
seriously.
legally they can't, just like we're bound to, allegedly and all that, you, Katie, you aren't higher than, these news channels. And you can't just come on and say that this person is a suspect when they are drilling it into our heads No, he was a person of interest, person of interest, person of interest.
Exactly. I completely agree with Dublin. He said they're using thumbnails that are really well edited to give the impression they know more than anyone, which is very true. And she does that a lot. So does the Dad Channel podcast, which we'll get into in a bit. And I agree. A lot of the YouTubers are a complete joke with no morals.
Why they were looking for Brian, right? But I was like, why are you downplaying this, Walt? Why do you keep saying that he can't be charged with accessory after the fact? Yes, they can. It's a federal case. It's not a Florida state case. I agree about Walt on WFLA. I feel like JB thinks I feel like Walt is very stubborn about this. I don't know.
What's that?
Do we know when Katie got her law degree?
I know, right? I'm pretty sure she got it at 9:30.
In a cereal box somewhere. An
Yeah.
old cereal box.
Right? From like the 70s.
Expired.
Where that comes from. Part of me was like, do they have a connection to the Laundries? Do the Laundries have business connections to WFLA?
No,
Does
they
he have a
don't.
personal relationship with the Laundries? Is there a reason why he's being so cagey about this?
They're
Because
not
every other
being
outlet
cagey.
has been very clear that he's a person of interest, and person of interest is just a very nice way of saying suspect. And they're being very careful about calling him a
No,
suspect.
a person of interest is not a nice way of saying suspect. A person of interest means you are looking at them because you think they might become a suspect. They're not already a suspect. They're a person of interest. Oh my God.
And a person of interest can have information on a crime and not have been involved
Exactly.
in the crime.
Exactly. A criminal informant, a CI can be considered a person of interest, or a witness can be a person of interest. It doesn't mean you are a fugitive.
Right. Just like they were looking for that red truck in the Summer Wells case. They're
Right.
not saying they had anything to do with anything suspicious.
Right. They're just a person of interest.
They may have
Fine.
seen something.
Exactly. She's not very smart.
Because of that. But I did wonder, do the Laundries know someone at WFLA? Is that why they're being so obtuse
No,
about
they
this?
don't.
And any good reporter, especially because Walt says that he does
And
true crime and he
Her
covers
audience
these
just
breaking
feeds right
cases,
into it.
should know that federal law trumps everything else. So it's unclear to me why that basic issue. And then they even put an article out saying that they couldn't be charged. It didn't make any sense to me at all. I was like, why?
Because
why
you're
is
not a
this?
lawyer.
I was wondering if it was this.
Or a cop.
Nadine, do they sponsor WFLA? Are they like a sponsor of WFLA? Because they do own a juice company.
This
and,
stuff
like,
all
maybe
bothers me
they're
too.
Okay, she's like, are they a sponsor? No, NBC. Because
He does not need a juice company or a juice business. It's not. I
Right?
don't even know how big their company is, but
NBC,
yeah.
NBC is worldwide. It's just on her local channel because NBC is a different channel for every state or area. Like NBC here would be different than her NBC, but it's all the same. They're not going to take some piddly little juice company as a
Yeah.
sponsor. It's not like it's
and not only that, but like this this stuff about she worked for the DA's office and blah blah. People are not going to he is their son. People,
Right.
The DA is not going to risk their career to help their son.
exactly.
I mean, the parents, okay, you can see that, parents will do anything for their kids, whatever. But this conspiracy that, they're getting help from all over, because they have some sort of clout. No.
No, I don't believe that either. I do think in the beginning, when he first came home before she was reported missing, his brother probably gave him some advice because he's.
I agree. Yeah.
But I don't think that the whole police force is in on this. No.
Because if anybody that doesn't know or hasn't heard, Brian's brother has a criminal law degree or criminal justice degree.
Mhm.
So yeah, I could see him helping. That's his brother,
Right, but not
The
anybody
DA's
else.
office is not helping them.
No. The DA wants to prosecute murderers, not help them.
Right.
Sir,
No
I
matter
don't
who you
know.
are.
Maybe they have deep pockets with that kind of stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know about this. Walt is definitely odd and he likes to play coy. Thank you. I don't watch them normally, so I don't know much about them.
You're a liar.
Like I said, I like JB's coverage. Walt is just kind of, I don't know,
So-
it has to be a sponsorship.
Another question: if she doesn't watch them normally, how does she know she likes JB?
Maybe.
After this clip, WFLA responded twice
This
by
is the best
roasting her
part.
in 2 separate streams, and Walt, the guy that she just made those wild accusations against, responded to her first. KJ has had numerous unfounded conspiracy theories about the specific reporter, going so far as to say that she thinks this man and the outlet he reports for has a business connection to the Laundrie family, which is really just an odd and shitty take.
Better. And by the way, JB, this goes to a post that I was made aware of last week. this fuels this post where somebody, I didn't even respond. Somebody said that I have connections to the Laundrie family and that I'm protecting the
Look at that
Laundrie
guy's
family,
face.
and that I think they even said, "Oh, I must be a quote wife beater too, because I believe that there's a fairness here,
Yeah,
and you
that she
have to
actually
be
said
fair." And that right there is not fair. That's just unfair because they don't have the, and I don't know the Laundries, and I don't have a dog in this fight other than I'm looking at both sides. I just look at that as I don't like it, and I think it's unfair.
It's
It's
disgusting.
vigilant. It's a step before vigilantism is what it is.
And as for the second time she got dragged, on September 30th, a reporter by the name of JB had several words for KJ, but just like Walt, he's fucking real, but not surprising whatsoever. Anyway, here is what he had to say about KJ.
Okay, so let's I talked about this on my WFLA JB Facebook page last night. Hashtag HeyJB, Jennifer Cray. Can you touch base on the info discussed about the grandfather? Where does this play in? This was vague information on a news source, maybe about a car registered in his name. This did not come from a credible news source.
No, not at all.
Not
even a credible person.
And we have to be okay. I have never heard of that source of information. I'm in the news business, and the outlet or the page, the social media account that reported this information, and we talked about this yesterday. It's so easy just to make up a name for a news organization. Poof, you've got followers.
Yeah.
And I don't know that happened in this case. I don't know anything about the outlet. I have never heard of them, and I've been in the news industry for pretty much the entirety of my adult life. I've never heard of that particular news outlet. And again, I'm in the news, and as I understand it, that information was taken down. And so information about North Carolina and the grandfather, all of that.
Yes,
I got endless questions about that yesterday.
Some poor
and I'll just say this
innocent person.
Again, I have to. And there are people that have been following me on social media and are probably know exactly word for word what I'm about to tell you, but I have to repeat it because we're talking about the integrity here of our industry. Follow the facts and follow those who report them.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? Also, I love the part where he pulled a Mariah Carey by literally average a person on Twitter by.
Okay, so this was earlier. This was way early. As of 9/17, she had already had 221 tweets and retweets, 197 Instagram posts, 212 Facebook page posts, and 11 uploads or live streams, totaling 641 obsessive times she speculated on this horrific tragedy in 12 days. Now, this was as of 9/17. It has gone up since then. Let me see. I know I found a newer one. Here we go. Right here. No, right here. So now, as of what date? 5 days ago, she had 905 tweets, 231 Instagram posts, 21 YouTube videos, 666,000 views, and $0 she has contributed to the Gabby Petito Foundation.
But
so this person said that new hair, this equals new hairdo, new eyebrows, new makeup, new computer. These are all things that she has gotten since doing all this. So what does that tell you?
Right.
You know? Kendall Ray even said that she's disgusting.
I love Kendall Ray.
Yeah, and Kendall Ray is one of the biggest true crime YouTubers, and her main goal is supporting victims and families. I think the only one probably bigger than her might be Stephanie Harlow, and it blows my mind that she's doing this. It's just disgusting. 905 tweets about Gabby Petito. I mean, it's only been 4 weeks.
905.
Yeah, that is insane. Insane. So, and then this guy right here, the Dad Challenge podcast, I used to really like him, and I subscribed to him and I watched him a lot because he would call out the family vloggers that were using their children. Like the one recently where her kid was crying about their dog that was dying. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
And he was staging them to do the thing. He would call out people like that. But in the last 4 weeks, he's done
Look at all those.
he's done 15 videos just on Gabby Petito, and they're all live streams that are hours long, 3 hours. Uh,
And I know we're all like
3
sitting with
hours,
bated breath,
3
waiting for
hours, 3 hours. Yeah, but it gets to a
waiting for
point.
some sort of information to come out. But really, guys, there really is not a lot happening in the case.
No. And all of his are live streams that are all over 2 hours long. And then this one, look at that thumbnail. Cheetos coming out of the ground. Come on, seriously, is Brian hiding in the ground and there's Cheetos coming out? It just blows my mind. And here's the kicker. He was okay, so Red, White, and Bluth found the footage that helped find the body. And they posted it to the internet, and that was it. That's all they did. And they always go live every Sunday, so they were going live that Sunday anyway. And they had a tragedy where they lost their son in a car accident. So everything that they earned from that went to that foundation. And he had made a comment about them, maybe using this to grow, blah, 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 which they didn't. They did the one live, and then they took a week off because they said they needed a break. And they haven't discussed it since. But that night, the thing's 3 hours long. I wasn't going to go through the whole thing, but he sits there telling his viewers to go over to their live and try and get them to come onto his channel because he wants to question them and talk to them. When in reality, in my opinion, allegedly, I feel like he wanted them on there so he could gain those same subscribers, because he even made a comment later on in the video when his friend Jordan came on and stated, wow, look how many subs they've gotten just in the last 2 hours from this. He said, I don't know how I feel about that. But then he's made 15, 16 videos that are all 2 and 3 hours long about this, saying, and just discussing the same stuff over and over again, like the timeline. Oh yeah, let's just talk about what we think's going on, blah, 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 blah. And he's gained so many subs from this as well, because then he did a normal video and he's like, oh, for all the new viewers, this is what we normally do, blah, 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 blah. It just, I don't know. I lost respect for him after that. I really did. And look at this one. Where's Waldo? The mini sightings of Brian Laundrie, 2 hours. It's just.
Even and you and I had talked about this. I cannot, of course, I can't find the screenshot now. But even there was a news channel, and I have like Social Blade, installed on my computer. So when I'm watching YouTube, it always pulls up their Social Blade stats. And it shows like all the tags. And the Social Blade for this news channel, and it was a story about Gabby and Brian, and this news channel had in their tags ASMR.
Wow.
Why would a tag for the Gabby and Brian case be tagged with ASMR?
Right? It's awful.
Like people are trying to get views from all over the place, and they're using other things to draw people in.
Yeah. Because if you look at his normal views, they're not awful, but then come up to the Gabby Petito ones, 54, 127, 123, 61. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now that they've started dropping back down to 66, he quit doing it. 29, he saw people were getting sick of it. He didn't even finish this one, part 1. The Gabby Petito case timeline, part 1. 9.4 views, 1,000 views. It's not getting the same amount of views, so he quit doing it. You see that? His most recent videos aren't about it anymore because he's not getting those huge views he was getting when he made the first 15.
And I mean, there's room for everybody on YouTube. There's channels like that aren't going to report the truth. They're not going, it's not going to be based on fact. It's going to be based on speculation and what they think can, can bring in views and numbers and everything else. And then, you will have people that care about the truth and search for the channels that are reporting the truth.
Right. It just, I just find it gross that people do this. I mean, that come up on this. And you have someone as well that you wanted to share.
Actually, we forgot one person, and I can't forget. I cannot believe that we forgot them. But anyway, we'll move on to this one that
Okay.
we were ready for.
I just wanted to scroll down to
Oh, go
show
ahead.
you every single thing that she has tweeted about. Is spotted these on the tag and the Narrows on Instagram. They're hiking. What struck me is that the area is very rugged. Most hikers are using sticks in the river for balance and wearing special shoes. They were barefoot. Seems like they weren't prepared. I mean, it's just the things that she does. I just don't get it. I'm so glad to see people finally that's Eugenia.
It still totally baffles my mind, though, about her saying that the FBI came to her house looking for Brian.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
mean,
was the worst one.
That was horrible. Like, you didn't think that within 30 seconds of that live that people were going to be able to verify, not only that,
Right?
nobody believed her anyway. There was not even, people knew it was a lie.
Yeah, everybody knew it was a lie.
far-fetched.
She wasn't even mad or upset. Like the one time when CPS got on her, she was irate, remember? This one, she was just like, yeah, and she kept like stumbling and thinking. And here's another one that just gets me. She's like, am I the only one that thinks it's weird to organize training when you believe a fugitive is in a reserve? Seems like you'd want experienced guys in the woods. Thoughts? What? I would want any and everybody. You let civilians go and help out. You know what I'm saying? People volunteer all the time. So why would it be weird for training to go and search? They're gonna be better than volunteer civilians. And then she said, I feel like we're being gaslit by NPPD. The reality what you see with armed police entering the reserve is not actually what you see. It's training in quotes. It's like, come on, girl. I wonder if they are calling it training so they don't tip off Brian if he's alive. Here's someone said, in all my years as an FBI agent, FBI SWAT operator, we never conducted training in a location that was, I think that's probably one of her stands because they even hashtagged them. Is the helicopter blowing their cover, ? Or was it just training? So confused. If they don't want the helicopter seeing what they are doing, you'd think they'd just close that airspace. What? I want to see if that one is still pinned. She unpinned it. The one where she had tagged her name wrong, she unpinned it. So, but yeah, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Look at this. It's just crazy to me.
So,
how many?
Who we forgot? I texted it to you, but I don't know if you checked.
She couldn't even get look right now. She couldn't even get the parent's name right. Oh yeah, we did forget. Okay, yeah. We might have to do a separate one on him. He's
one all by himself, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show this.
Yeah, let me go ahead and unshare.
The clip that I have, guys, is for Molly Golightly.
He's another doozy.
Yeah, who literally hopped a flight from Pennsylvania to Florida to stand outside the Laundrie house and harass them. So here we go.
It went next level. I just want to play a bit of that. Take a look.
Hold on.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Yeah, they're. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it because it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't. Did they update StreamYard?
No, just close it out and redo it, and then it'll ask.
Oh.
Because it didn't ask me the first time either, but then it did the second time.
All right. There we go.
It should every time from now on too. Oh, epilepsy warning.
Really? What the heck is that?
I don't know.
It's perfectly clear on my screen. There we go.
Now it's fixed.
All right, here we go.
It went next level. I just want to play a bit of that. Take a look.
Is this your...
I flew from Hershey to be here and then to sing them, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty. Very soothing. Very soothing. Dirty laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out.
Does she she thinks she's
So that
helping?
was pretty aggressive. A woman who said she flew from Pennsylvania. I do know that she has a YouTube channel. A lot of critics are saying she was doing this for publicity. She also back in 2018 was on Instagram Live making fun of Shanann Watts and her children, the pregnant woman from Colorado who was murdered by Chris Watts, and those two children who were murdered by their father and stuffed into oil wells and oil tanks. So for what that's worth.
It's echoing.
But other than that, it's good news to hear of the reward money that's out there, Brian, that there are a lot of people responding to Gabby and the search for Brian.
It's echoing.
Yeah, and I just want to address that woman that you just brought up because I've been getting some heat on Twitter. I posted a video of her earlier. Look, I'm out there all the time outside the house. There are people that come throughout the day, and I go and I get video of everything happening outside that house. You know that. That's what we've been doing for weeks. I had no idea who she is. I knew nothing about her past. There are all sorts of characters out there. We're in this to tell the story and to be respectful to the family. And there are obviously people showing up looking for attention. And there are times that it's like a circus-like atmosphere. But, you know, I just wanted to put out there, you know, we're out there shooting everything that happens. And I didn't know who this lady was.
Well, don't shoot the messenger, right? I mean, Brian, if I could tell you the kinds of characters that showed up at the Michael Jackson trial, I mean, Doves being released, just your job is to transport people to that, I keep calling it the Little Yellow Bungalow. And that is what you're seeing. And if the circus is the circus, it's because of what's been happening at the center of the story. And that currently, the center of the story is that Little Yellow Bungalow. Brian, thank you. 17 days. You haven't had a break. And so thank you for all the work that you've been doing. Really appreciate it. And Louis, your cameraman, too. He's done great.
Ashley. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
She's insane. How does she think she's helping? And I think he called it right on when he said that there's people out there looking for attention and it's just going to be a circus. Before you talk, you're on mute.
Yeah, I mean, and she also showed up there. She went and bought a laundry basket, laundry soap.
Oh, she's the one that did the laundry basket. I had that pulled up. Let me bring that back up.
If you're so concerned about this, why don't you like go to the reserve and take water for the, you know, the searchers, or food or coffee, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do something that's going to actually help.
Yeah, exactly. Let me pull it back up because Katie Joy retweeted the laundry basket that she put, and she put some nasty, vile stuff in there.
And then she said, did you hear how she goes, I'm dirty, house suiting. She flew from Pennsylvania to Florida to stand outside their house and harass them, and her luggage got lost. So she wasn't even able to change her clothes when she got to Florida.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Right?
So here, let me share screen again real quick. There we go. Okay, so here it is. This is what the laundry basket said that she put. You better turn him in. If the world finds out you hid your garbage son, you won't be able to hide. We'll come for you next. Isn't it better to have a son in prison rather than a dead son? Now, this is the same lady that was going after Summer Wells' parents hardcore like this. Like she was going after Candace, calling her disgusting, a horrible parent, blah, blah, blah. Then she made a fake apology saying, oh, I didn't realize how poor people live. I will never do this again. And now here she is doing it again.
Yep.
It's
after, and it's not like, you know, I mean, they, Banfield, you know, it was even said that when the Watts case was going on, you know, she literally went on, did a video of her with, you know, patches on. She was making fun of Shanann.
Mm-hmm.
She had like Thrive patches on and this and that. I mean,
like, how can you make fun of someone that just was murdered?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you are not a true crime. You aren't a true crime creator. You're just not.
No. She creates whatever she thinks is going to get her money.
You know, the obnoxious, entertaining behavior, fine, but leave the true crime out of it.
Yeah, exactly. The other one, we don't have any clips of him because his channel was removed for bullying.
It's back up. I don't know if his videos are back up or not, but honestly, he's... Ugh.
Well, I think he should be a separate video just because there's so much about him. We will go ahead and tell you his name, Chris McDonald. We are going to do a video on Chris McDonald probably tomorrow or Monday.
Right, the interview room.
Yeah, the interview room. We'll do one on him on Monday because...
There's just so much.
Yeah, There's even more on him than there is on Katie Joy, which Katie Joy was a whole video in herself, but we wanted to throw in these other two just to show that people are doing this, and it's disgusting. They're growing off of a tragedy and making money off of it. And
well, and you know, I'm all for YouTube channels, you know, thriving and getting, you know, there's enough room for everybody on YouTube.
Right.
I honestly believe, but
yes,
get there by telling the truth. Don't be covering these big stories,
right.
and telling lies.
Don't be saying the FBI came to your house to search for Brian Laundrie, because everybody knows it's a lie.
Right.
Don't try and insert yourself in the story just to get views and grow.
Exactly.
And don't try to go and say, oh, this other channel's doing it, but I want them to come on my channel so I can do it too, when the other channel wasn't even doing it. So, I mean,
right. Just stick to the facts,
be
what
a
we know.
decent
And you know,
human
we
being.
don't know. We don't know a lot.
No,
what
we
was
don't.
it? Do you remember something Cassie had said? Oh, I know what it was. It was about when the family went camping, when Brian came home on the 1st and then they went camping on the 3rd or whatever it was.
3 went in, 2 came out.
Yes. And she, you know, she was talking about the camping trip and everything. And she said she spoke to law enforcement on the 11th, the day that Gabby was reported missing. She spoke to law enforcement and told them all about everything, the camping trip and everything. So I don't know if you guys remember, but we did not learn about the camping trip for weeks.
Yeah, we didn't learn about it till the neighbors came out with it.
So, I mean,
but here's my thing. We don't know what she's saying is true and what's not as well, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, because it's her family too. She might be trying to protect them as well.
But I don't think she would go on a national news. Well, it wasn't. It was actually one of the protesters that was interviewing her. But it ended up in national news. But
yeah, but she probably didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, if she went on there saying, "I told them all this on the 11th," I mean, you know, they believe me, the FBI are watching. You know, they're
right.
Going to know that she had said that. But
and the FBI knows a lot. They're not going to tell us because it's going to ruin them working.
That was my point.
Yeah. So I mean, they probably had already went and searched that area.
We aren't supposed to know all the ins and outs, or it's still an investigation.
Then it helps
they
Brian.
haven't found him, so
exactly.
They're not going to tell the look at how the public gets involved.
Yep.
Look at the crazy stuff that the public does.
Yeah, with the internet, it's just it's too risky. You can't. I mean, look at people going to his parents' houses and yelling. Literally, look what she did to the parents' house. I mean, my God.
And you know I'm going to be all alone in this, but I do feel for the Laundries as well, because granted, you know, their son is alive, but they're going to lose their son one way or another, whether it be to prison, whether it be to the death penalty, whether it be to him, you know, doing something to himself or getting hurt while he's, you know, trying to be in survival mode, whatever. They're going to lose their son.
Here's my thoughts on that. Had they done the right thing and told him to turn himself in and tell the truth, they wouldn't have lost him. Yes, they wouldn't see him every day. He'd be in jail, but he'd be alive. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't do it, then why run? Why hide? If it was an accident, why run? Why hide? I don't feel sorry for them because of their actions that they took after they found out.
Right. I do, but you know how I am.
I know how you are. And yes, it would suck for your child to be in jail, but you should have raised him to do the right thing and come forward and tell the truth.
Right. And not to mention,
and we know they didn't because they're helping him lie.
They could have gotten help for him long ago. I mean, they lived with him. If there was abuse going on, they knew.
And here's the thing. They're helping him. It's not like she was a stranger. She was living in their house. They had a relationship with her and they knew her.
Right. And she was going to be their daughter-in-law.
Right. How can you not tell their parents anything? Because at first her parents thought that they were both missing. And the parents wouldn't contact them, wouldn't reach back to them, nothing. And then when they finally, you know, found out the van was back from someone else, they reported her missing, and they still didn't hear nothing from her
until they were worried about their own son. Then they wanted the police
come out.
help.
And I don't think they were worried about their son. I think they drove that Mustang there themselves. and then went and picked it up themselves. I think they
Yeah, I
put
don't
the
know. I
police
don't
on a
know how
wild goose chase
I don't
because
know how I feel about that, but I do feel like, you know,
well, here's the thing. How could he have drove the Mustang there if when they went camping only 2 people came back?
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I know we're
kinda
speculating, but that's
don't
all we
feel
can do.
like
We don't have enough info.
I feel like if he is alive, he's not here. He's not I don't believe that he's still in, you know, in Florida and
Oh, no, I don't either. If he's even still in the US.
right, exactly.
But
I don't think
I
he
think he's
that
alive.
I don't think he's that experienced to be able to avoid all the search and rescue, you know?
Right. There was one here. Hold on, let me see. Dr. Phil interviewed her parents. And they pretty much said that he's a coward. It was on Last Ditch Attempt to Save My Daughter. Well, it's
And not only did the
we'll have
world
to
fall
show
in
that
love,
later. We'll show that in the next episode because it's a half an hour long.
not only did the world fall in love with Gabby, but they fell in love with the Petito family. The way that they, you know, they're both remarried, both the parents are remarried, and you know, there's step parents involved, and they have created such unity in this.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like her step mom has been involved since she was 1, and the stepdad since she was 2. And the dad said she has 4 parents. Like none of them have ever been jealous of each other. They've never been like, "You aren't my child."
That is
Parents.
amazing for the kid.
They all 4 parented equally, and it showed in how she was as a person. So, but we've been on here an hour. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Right. I am going to, guys, I'm going to, the Petitos did start a fund.
Gabby Fund.
Foundation, yeah, for help for families of missing. I don't know.
They wanted something good to come from her death.
Right. I think it's just missing persons in general. I don't think it's, you know, kids, or I don't think there's any focus that way, but it's for the families of missing people so that, you know, they're not alone in what they're experiencing. So I will find the link for the foundation if anybody wants to donate. I'm not sure if they still even have their GoFundMe up for Gabby.
They said not to do the GoFundMe. A lot of those were fake. They said only do the foundation.
Okay, so I will find the foundation link and we'll put that in the description so that if anybody wants to give to the foundation, they are able to do that.
Yes.
And please share this out, guys. Let's get her name, her picture, you know, Brian's picture out there. Let's find this guy, find out exactly what happened. Hopefully we get some answers once he's found.
Try and get the word out about these people that are lying so their information isn't being spread too far. I mean, it's sad. It really is. But we'll definitely come back. We'll be back Monday with some more information for you guys.
And we apologize for the hiatus that we just took. We had a lot of, both of us actually had a lot of family stuff that took place in the last couple months. And
I have a 2-year-old. She has a 12-year-old. We just have a lot.
Just a bunch of stuff came up all at once, and then it wasn't even on one side or the other. It was on both sides. So, so hopefully now we will get back on track. We'll have a new schedule ready for you guys. Hopefully next week.
We'll have all that. We should have that by Monday. So, enjoy your Sunday tomorrow, and just share it out, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, hit the notification bell so you know when we post new videos as well.
And leave us a comment down below.
Yeah, let us know how you feel about the whole situation, and who do you think is using tragedy to get a leg up the most. Also, if you want more on Without a Crystal Ball, go over and visit Renelle Smith. So.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Bye.